Jack Knight Winners, and this is Jack Frost University. And this is going to be video number 1 in my series entitled The Way of the Sovereign, Steps to Becoming a Secured Party. Okay, so in this series I'm going to be talking about a bunch of different things, mostly contract law, okay, because you can't really understand how to get your rights back and how to have your freedom back unless you understand contract law, because that's how you got into this mess to begin with, was contract law. So I'm going to be teaching contract law. I'm going to be also talking about the maxims of law, and what they are, where they came from, and what importance they play today. And then also I'm going to be talking about jurisdiction. Okay, there are different jurisdictions in the world. First thing I want to say also is that, attorneys and lawyers and police officers, they don't actually know the law. Of course they think they do, but they don't. Police officers especially don't know the law. They call themselves law enforcement agents, but they're not law enforcement. There's nothing lawful about what they're doing, okay? They didn't, cops, police officers, they didn't go to school for law. They didn't get a law degree. They didn't study law, okay? And even if they did, like the attorneys and lawyers, they also don't know the law, okay? What all of these people and their positions, what they're doing is practicing procedure, okay? They're practicing procedure within the private jurisdiction of the United States, okay, which is just a corporation that's incorporated in Delaware, as it turns out. So, like I said, none of these people actually know law. They know procedure within the private jurisdiction of the United States, which is a commercial corporation in Delaware, okay? So they know procedure, that's it. They only know procedure. Attorneys, lawyers, and cops only know procedure within the private jurisdiction, which is all fiction, which there's no justice in a private jurisdiction, okay? Judges and magistrates, on the other hand, they are quite a bit more familiar with contract law, because like I said, that's kind of how we got in this mess to begin with, is all these adhesion contracts. So basically what's going on in the courtrooms is they're administrating a trust account, okay? All judges and magistrates in America, they're administering our trust accounts, okay? And it should be our duty to kind of gain hold of that trust account and to act as trustee and operate as trustee. Okay, so, contract law, London is never going to teach us contract law. They're not, our education system is, as long as it's under the control of the United States, they don't want us to know contract law, okay? They don't want us to understand jurisdiction. They don't want us to understand admiralty, international law. They just don't want us to, because that's what they're using against us. That's what they're using to get us bound in their jurisdiction, stripping us, and well, they're fleecing us like sheep, right? And if we understand what's going on, then we'll be privy to it. So, London doesn't want us to know law at all. So, and also one other thing I wanted to point out is that, that you don't need a license to practice law. Anybody can do law. Anybody. You can protect yourself with the law, okay? There's no license to practice law, okay? Judges don't have a license to practice law. Attorneys and lawyers, they don't have a license to practice law, okay? There is no license, okay? What they have is a bar card, which is a private membership, okay? They just have a private membership that allows them to become a judge or an attorney in the private jurisdiction, okay? So, let's talk about real law. Let's talk about real contract law, land of jurisdiction of the land. All law concerns itself with this 12-panel jury, okay? I'll put this little picture up here of these 12 jurors, okay? All that matters in contract law is what you can prove to 12 jury members, okay? A 12 jury panel, 12 people, okay? That's what contract law is about. And I don't know where this came from. It could have been three jurors, 3 people. Could have been 8, could have been 20, could have been 80. But somehow along the way, mankind has, globally has kind of defaulted to this number of 12. I guess it's easy to get 12 people into a courtroom. I get, maybe they're limited on space. I don't know why. Then we have Jesus and his 12 disciples, and I think like 8 of them weren't even living at the time that he was alive. So this number of 12, somehow it just defaulted to 12. So all that really matters when it comes down to law is what you can prove to these 12 jurors, okay? And something that this is kind of a little side note. These 12 people that are going to be judging you, they're not going to be very bright. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be very bright. They're not smart enough to figure out how to get out of jury duty. You know what I mean? You know how easy it is to get out of jury duty when they send you that little letter in the mail? They send you a letter in the mail, and they say, you've been selected to be a jury member. Well, just send it back and you say, I'm a racist. That's it. That's all you need to say. You don't need to say how you're racist or what race you don't like. You just say you're racist. Okay? Because when it comes down to, let's say that someone, a bunch of people show up in a courtroom, 12 jury panel, a judge, and a plaintiff and defendant, someone's found guilty or whatever. During the appeals process, they're going to look at this piece of paper from one of the jury members, and it's going to say, I'm a racist. Okay, that's their get out of jail free card. I don't know what the term would be, but it's a jury that just doesn't count. You can't have a racist jury member in there. It's not going to stand the appeals process, okay? The person found guilty could just say, hey, look at this. This guy said he's racist, and you put him in the jury. That's messed up. It's called rigging the system. So, just kind of keep that in mind. These 12 people aren't going to be too bright if they can't figure out how to get out of jury duty. But all that really matters is the evidence that you can show to that 12 jury panel, okay? And we have tools available. We have tools available that can help us prove our case and prove our innocence, okay? And part of this series is going to be explaining to you what these tools are that are available to you, all right? One of them is a notary, okay? Another tool, which I'm having a hard time carrying, is a notary acceptor, which is a nice person to have. I imagine they're kind of expensive, and I don't know if we even have those in Colorado. Notary acceptor is another tool. Affidavits. Affidavits are like the missiles that you would launch, because all according to the United States Code, all Uniform Commercial Code, all crimes are commercial crimes. Okay, they're all crimes of equity. It's a war. Okay, commerce is war. You're warring against people. It really is. A lot of people don't want to think of it like that, and it's probably best not to think of it like that, but it kind of does resemble war. Everyone's trying to get money in commerce, and sometimes the way to get that money is by taking customers from people. If your product is new and updated and it's fresh and people like it more, you're going to be taking customers from other. Snooze AM Eatery is a restaurant here in Boulder. It's one of the most popular restaurants. People are waiting 2 hours outside in the freezing cold in the middle of winter to get some food, okay? Well, they're taking customers from someone, okay? Commerce is war, in a way. And affidavits are what we use. They act as missiles, okay? That's our strong hand. Those affidavits, they're like launching missiles overseas or something, Another tool that we have available to us are public record. Placing legal documents into the public record basically creates an entire globe, an entire planet of witnesses. Everyone can witness that. Public record is a very, very helpful tool. Certified mail. Certified mail is another tool that we can use in law, okay? Witnesses. Witnesses are important. Witnesses are very important, okay? You'll find that a lot of these laws, a lot of canon law, a lot of admiralty law, international law, a lot of it and especially the maxims, I think the maxims, they all come from, a lot of them come from the Bible, okay? There's a lot of, we get a lot of our laws and maxims of law from the Christian Bible, okay? Even witnesses. Witnesses are a great tool. Matter of fact, I'd say because witnesses are going to be called into the courtroom, right? And they're going to be they're going to be put on display for the 12 jury panel. So all these things that I just mentioned, notary acceptor, affidavits, public records, certified mail, and witnesses, all these are going to be in a courtroom. You're going to be parading these tools and these people in front of that 12 jury panel. All that matters in law is what you can prove to those 12 jury members, okay? And like I said, a lot of the maxims of law are coming from the Bible. And I noticed that even in the book of Revelation, even God has witnesses. Check that out. Does he not? If you know anything, I don't know what verse, I don't memorize like Bible scriptures anymore, but like the book of Revelation says God has two witnesses, okay? Jesus Christ died on the cross. That was probably all allegorical, but even if it wasn't, he had two thieves on the one side of him, right? Witnesses. Witness his death. Okay. God has witnesses. Emmanuel, Yeshua had witnesses. Those are really okay. I think there's a scripture says that God is encompassed about by a great cloud of witnesses. Well, what do you think witnesses are for? To keep you out of trouble, to prove your innocence. Okay, to prove your case. So this is the first video, the way of this in the series. The way of the sovereign. Okay, steps to becoming a secured party. And a secured party just means you're secured. All of your property is secured. All your rights are secured. And we're going to be talking a lot about maxims and jurisdiction and all of the tools available to us, okay? So stay tuned.